Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I'm here with the lovely, legendary Dawnn Lewis. I don't think this woman knows how important she is to me, and I kind of want to tell you guys, like, literally, I grew up with her, and she's still so freaking beautiful, and she's so kind, and just like the moment, right?
Thank you. It's very kind of you.
No, but Dawn, I've literally loved you my whole life, and I was just thinking about that, and you've just lived many iterations of like being a famous person, right? And I just wanted to sort of get into you and to how important you've been, even to my development. Like I don't want to make you feel weird, in me talking about this. Well, right now we're talking about what's going on right now, but like can I sort of give everybody? So you was just telling me earlier that you're from Brooklyn.
I'm from Bed-Stuy. Yes, ma'am.
She from Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. I am from Jefferson, Ram Nostrand.
See, there you go. Plastic PS25, PS9, Walwood Junior High. There you go. High school of music and art when it was still up in Harlem.
So what is a Brooklyn girl like? How does a Brooklyn girl just like become famous?
I don't know. I can only my story was, growing up where I grew up and had enough people in my life that spoke positivity and took the limits off. I had a grandmother that took the limits off. I had immigrant parents. They came up from Guyana, South America, who all
you're from Guyana. I didn't know you was Guyanese.
Yes. So to come to this country and make the most of their lives and what they couldn't access back in Guyana. And then going to public school, as I mentioned, that was in a time where you used to have the arts in school. You had to play an instrument or sing or do something. So I had teachers that really encouraged that and helped me blossom that within myself to see the possibilities of what was inside of me, because what was outside of me was watching the 60s on television with people being hosed and beaten and attacked by dogs and having food and spit on at food counters. So the reality of the world I was growing up in was very different, gratefully, than what was being spoken into my life. And often, to be honest with you, it was hard to kind of juxtapose between the two, which was going to be my path. So gratefully, at a very early age, I graduated high school at 16 and left New York and went down to the University of Miami and continued honing my skills in what proved to be another very racist environment. I'd never been called a nigger to my face until I went to school down in Miami. Growing up in New York, you had some of everybody. You had Asian.
I went to school in Atlanta, and that never happened to me. Like no, I know what you're saying.
So it was very, very different. So my whole life is if you tell me no, that just means I'm going to try harder. And often you feel like you don't fit in. I didn't see myself on television. The last time I really saw myself on television was in Nichelle Nichols on Star Trek and Diane Carroll, in Julia, and then in Dynasty, etc. But other than that, the images were few and far between for brown-skinned Black women. So I don't know how a girl from Bed-Stuy makes it. All I know is by the grace of God, I did.
Know what happened with you.
Sustaining me from one opportunity to the next.
And I'm literally not trying to be dramatic. And again, like I said, like it's very exciting. Like you have no idea. Like talking to you, like it's like I'm trying to be normal. I'm trying. But it's one of those things where, again, like the opportunities were not necessarily there, and it's just like somebody instilling something in you, right? Like the vision, or people just being like, hey girl, you can do this. And so yes, we don't know, but at that point there's still something in you that's saying like, yo, it's something about me that I'm not gonna do what everybody else is gonna do.
No,
I still want to kind of like to sort of like dig into that. Like what made you feel like I'm not like y'all,
You know what? I don't know that I said I'm not like y'all, but I said to myself, because I've never been in the habit of comparing myself to other people. There's always opportunities that you see someone else get and you go, wow, I wish I had that opportunity, etc. However, I work for everything that I have. And by the grace of God, I was come up in the midst of people of excellence, people like Harold Nicholas of the Nicholas Brothers, people like Berta Flack, as a singer and songwriter, different people where I was the new kid, the young kid on the block. And they took the time to encourage me, to support me as I did my best to do my best. And from their example, those people, to me, it felt like they never slept.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it always felt like they were doing whatever they could to improve their craft. And that's what I was committed to doing. Like I said, down at the U, you go and I was a dancer, singer, actor, and you're told you can't audition for XYZ role because that's a white person. And you're like, but wait,
Mm-hmm.
we're all in school, we're all supposed to be growing. So it was my commitment to show up at the audition. And the only reason you didn't hire me was because I was Black. It wasn't because I couldn't dance, it wasn't because I couldn't sing, etc. But then in that university, there was a teacher who saw that in me and actually cast me in the first traditionally white role. I was the first Black person to be cast in a traditionally white role at the University of Miami. And we made the cover of the entertainment section of the Miami Herald. Once you get past the fact that Dawnn Lewis is Black, you realize she's really quite talented.
Ah,
That was the headline.
there you go.
It's been going from there. That's what happened when I graduated and started doing Broadway. And off Broadway is just showing up and doing my best to do my best.
And some of us were first introduced to you. I mean, we're not here to necessarily talk about this, but it is important. Some of us were first introduced to you in the role in a different world, right? And it's like, again, and I keep bringing this up, but it's like, it's like this little brown girl. And it's like, I'm looking at someone that reflects like me,
Great.
So when you're taking on this role, do you understand, like, did you understand who you were in the moment or like what it meant to me or, did you know, or were you just like, girl, I just a bro,
Not even close. I was an unemployed actor trying to get a job.
Really?
I was an unemployed. I had just finished doing a year of a Broadway tour of the Tap Dance Kid with Harold Nicholas of the Nicholas Brothers and Hinton Battle, God rest his soul, Ben Harney, the original Curtis and Dreamgirls, and Dule Hill, who has now carved out his own amazing career. At 10 years old, he was our kid in the Tap Dance Kid. That's who I was on stage with. So those same people that cast that Broadway show cast the Cosby Show. So they were going to cast this new spinoff. So they were familiar with me as an actor. So long story short, they ended up hiring me as an actor. The musical director for the Cosby Show knew me as a singer-songwriter. He had heard some of my music, he had heard some of my singing, and asked me would I write this theme song for this new Cosby spinoff. So I got hired to write the theme song and co-star in the show. And they didn't know they'd hired the same person until after they had hired me to do two completely different jobs. When I was auditioning for the show, I didn't see anyone that looked like me in the room. Everyone was fair skin with green eyes, a size 2. I'm not fair skinned. I don't have green eyes. I am not even close to, and to get that opportunity. And then what it became and the stories we got to tell and the lives we got to influence and the fact that 37 years later, that show is still on television. It's still impacting lives. It is still empowering people and leading them to make choices to be their best selves and invest in their own futures. It's very humbling because I kid you not, all of us, we were just unemployed kids wanting to work.
So we see Dr. Dawnn here. What's going on with Dr. Dawnn? What have we missed if we don't know?
I got my honorary doctorate in humanities because I have been working with underserved youth in communities across the country and abroad for most of my life, quite honestly. And that was how I earned my doctorate for service given. That was about 5 years ago that I received that. And in the last 9 years, I started my own nonprofit, the A New Day Foundation, basically to hopefully inspire and give opportunities to people coming behind me like yourself to that where they were yesterday is not where they have to be today, nor where they can end up tomorrow. So we offer programmatic services and financial support for teen boys in our program called Mentors and teen girls, Sisters Hang Out. You went to an HBCU. One of our programs we have year round is called HBCU Heroes, where HBCU students can log in once a month to join our virtual workshops in entrepreneurship, financial literacy, technology, engagement. It's politics. It crosses the gamut. And then we also support 2 high schools and 2 middle schools down in Long Beach with a program called Inspiration 52. So all of that goes year round. And then we have our annual conference that focuses on financial literacy and technology, where we award anywhere from 6 to 12 scholarships of $2,000 each and a brand new laptop. And this year that'll be on May 31st on the Loyola Marymount campus. And on February 28th, we're going to be holding our annual fundraising concert where my friends, singers, musicians, spoken word, actor friends, all donate their appearance for a big concert event for us to raise money, because everything we do at the foundation is done free of charge. We pay for everything. All you got to do is show up. And that'll be on February 28th. And one and only Montel Jordan is going to be co-hosting.
Oh, Montel Jordan. Okay, great.
Yes, along with a whole list of other talents. So that, and then that's the philanthropic side. But as far as my career goes, Star Trek Lower Decks.
All right, party people, what's the mish? Oh man, another quantum fissure? This is like the third one this month. Boo, interdimensional portal.
They have been appearing with statistically abnormal regularity.
Someone has to close the space-time potholes, or who knows what kind of parallel universe stuff could drift into our dimension. How are the tachyon levels?
Below the reaction threshold, warp core will be fine.
Wow, alternate dimensions. Imagine meeting like a bunch of weirdos with like feet for hands or feet for eyes, or, you know, something more creative than that.
Captain, the fissure's losing integrity.
Red alert! Get us out of here!
We're caught in the gravitation away!
All crew, brace for impact!
We're dunking into the rift like a big old cookie!
Damage report?
All clear, Captain. Looks like that was more of a light show than anything else.
We were lucky, but let's not push it. Set a return course through the...
Captain, we're being hailed.
Hailed? By who?
It's the Cerritos.
Oh, stupid dimensional rifts. On screen.
What up, Cerritos? This is Captain Becky Freeman. Looks like we have a lot to discuss.
It takes a lot to sort of become the sum of the parts, right? Like, and for things to, to get to where they are. When you decide to make to create a foundation and decide like, listen, guys, this is bigger than me. I want to do things for the kids, or I want to do things. So let's not let's not overlook the fact that you have a New Day Foundation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everything I was doing for about 40 some odd years, I was doing on my own, going around the colleges, even elementary school.
And it was just literally organic, like not you trying to Okay.
Nope, it was just me wanting to give back, and schools asking me to lead workshops or master classes. So when I wanted to do national programs and get corporate support, et cetera, to help pay for them, because I was committed to having the students be able to attend free. So, but everything had to still be paid for, whether it was buses or workshop materials or rental fees or meals or whatever it was. So everybody said, you know what, Dawnn, we've seen you in the community. So we know this isn't just you talking, but we can't just give you money. You have to have a nonprofit of 501c3. So that was how, and now that was why I formed the A New Day Foundation. And last year we got an amazing grant, thanks to California Senator Stephen Bradford, support from the state of California that has kicked us up to a whole other level of now being able to employ staff and support and national partners, et cetera. So anyone who's interested in supporting any of these programs, they should go to the website, www.anewdayfoundation.net. If you see my face, you're in the right place.
Okay, good.
So
if you see her face.
If you see my face, you're in the right place. So any gift, $5, 50 cents, $5,000, there's no gift too small, there's no gift too large, because all of it goes to providing the services and scholarships and programs for our kids. We've served schools as far away as Guyana, South America, where I said my family's from. When I was growing up, I don't even know how old I was before I had fried chicken, because that's not how we ate. We ate curried chicken.
Curry chicken.
In chow mein and roti and chana.
Hey, roti, look how she's talking. She is coming back.
Oh, fried chicken. No,
Dawnn, there's a whole thing online right now, and it's like where people are saying child, it's like it's a curry chicken. You and I, we know it's curry chicken, but it's something going on online with these people. Like, we have no idea what's going on, but they're saying chicken curry, and it's a really big deal. People are arguing, they're fighting about this. So is it curry? Is it curry chicken or chicken curry?
No, man, it's curry chicken.
I've been trying to say that the whole time. Okay, just make sure. I learned it from one of the best now. Okay, again. Okay, so now I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy.
But again, let's go back to the television show. Obviously, like you said, it is Lower Decks is going into its final season.
Mhm.
And it's I think it's pretty difficult to be like a working person in Hollywood, where someone that's like had a life in it, right? You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't want to emphasize it in a way that, like, I don't want to be dramatic about it, but it's very difficult. Like, it's like, yo, like I'm a little girl from New York type stuff, right? Like that. But to have made a life in Hollywood where you've continued to work, and it's like, you know, the iterations of you and the roles you've taken on, right? And so like now we're going to Lower Decks, and like this is like, what does that feel like for you?
It's a full circle moment, because like I mentioned before, watching Nichelle Nichols on television when I was a really small child, to see her be brown, beautiful, badass, excellent, you know, could hold her own with anybody, and was in the future, made me think that that was possible for me. So I have been a Star Trek fan in every version of the show, from Discovery to Strange New Worlds to the Next Generation, to just you name it, and I'm been there. And so to come to LA and start my career in film and television, to have Nichelle Nichols actually become my friend and my mentor,
right,
was absolutely huge.
Right.
When I booked Star Trek, none of us knew what it was, because we had to sign NDAs. They changed the name of the show. They changed the name of the characters so that we couldn't blow the whistle on what we were working on. But the moment I realized, it became clear to me what I was working on, it took my breath away, because this was a show that gave me hope when I was younger, of how it didn't matter what gender you were, what color you were, what species you were, what religion you were. There was a place for you in the future, and everyone acknowledged everyone else's excellence. You know what I'm saying? And they worked together. So Mr. Roddenberry had an amazing vision. So now to be a part of that vision now, especially in the political climate we are in, and one group of people is desperately trying to erase the legacy and contribution of other groups of people, is really horrific. Where I am now in this show, and being a part of that, and not just in the cast, but I am the Black female captain of a starship in this.
Clock it.
Avery Brooks, Barbara, she was just an admiral, and it's humbling. It is absolutely.
You seem so appreciative in this moment, in a way that's like, I don't want to say the word weird, but it's like, wow, like kind of like, girl, like, you know, but you still down, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like,
I'm absolutely appreciative, because to your point, it didn't have to be this way. I know a lot of amazing, talented people, wonderful people to be with, who aren't working right now. You know, so I am grateful for every opportunity. I'm grateful for every person that enjoys my work, whether it's in film or television or animation. And just a couple of years ago, I was in New York on Broadway doing Tina, the Tina Turner musical.
So did Broadway, like that shift? Because, you know, Broadway, I mean, that feels a little dangerous too, especially as an actor, because it's like, it's right there. It's like live. It's in the moment. So
that's where I cut my teeth.
Yeah.
In New York, off and on Broadway, and dancing everywhere, from the Brooklyn Academy of Music, from BAM to Carnegie Hall to, you know, Broadway.
BAM. I didn't know, girl. I didn't know you was a BAM girl.
New York. Where else was I going to school? Of course, I was in BAM.
I know you was a BAM girl.
Yes. So so coming home, I've gotten to do theater back home a few times, but that was the most recent one. Was Tina, the Tina Turner musical, that's now on tour around the country. But gratefully, you know, people show up, and they show up where I am, and it's beautiful to get that kind of support and encouragement, because it doesn't always come from the powers that be, because they want to pigeonhole you. And it's like, well,
I understand that.
Show whatever. Yes, I say, yeah, and
Right, exactly.
Tell
You have to learn to
my
let
white
them know that, right, I get it.
tell that to my white counterpart that you hire and put in everything.
Right,
And
right,
the
I
last
get it.
couple of years, you've heard a lot of my colleagues speak on that. People like Viola Davis, like Angie Bassett. You know what I mean? The list just goes on, where you think, oh, these people have it made. They are established. They're Oscar winners. I'm a Grammy winner, Image Award winner, all of those winners.
People know these things about you, right? Like the totality of it.
However, it's a struggle. It's challenging when you hear Taraji talk about, things like that, and the disparity in pay. If you're going to compare resumes, why do I have this resume and I'm making this much money, and somebody with not nearly my resume is making exponentially more than me? Really? Because it comes down to the color of our skin.
And when you simply say the thing out loud, it makes you look like you're trying to like do too much, but it's like, dude, this is the reality. Yeah.
But that's exactly what it is. So, but
that's very strong of you. I like that you live in that, right? Yeah.
You gotta stay in it. You gotta keep plugging away. You gotta keep trying to make your imprint and your footprint and bring what you can along with you. You know, which is what I commend about each of those lay ladies that I just mentioned. They're not in it for themselves. And when they speak truth to power, they're not speaking just for themselves. They're speaking to hopefully open a door to make a way for more of us to come through now and to come.
Like you.
I'm doing what
So I know this is a little bit fun, and I'm not doing this to tease you, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but at the end of the day, we have to kind of figure out, like, you have beautiful skin, like this woman. She looks so good. This has nothing to do with the interview, but we have to figure it out. Like, child, how are you doing this? Like, is it you just waking up? Is it just soap and water? What's going on, girl?
To be honest with you, it really is soap and water.
It's always the people with the really good skin that's and you'd be thinking like, girl, please, but yes, every single
soap and water. It's very simple. I've had a couple of beauty magazines want to interview me, and then they got very disappointed because I didn't have a long list of expenses.
You were like, I can't give y'all 12 different.
I can't tell you how to spend $4,000 on your face.
like we don't do that in this house.
I soap and water. I use oatmeal soap. I use coconut soap. Seriously, water. I only wear makeup when I have to be on camera. I leave my skin alone. I drink a lot of water, and I do my best to start the regimen on the inside, because I believe who you are on the inside ends up reflected on the outside. And so, grace of God, He is sustaining me for whatever reason He's sustaining me for. But I have a 91-year-old mother who looks like she's 60.
Ooh, okay, there we go. Okay. Talk that talk, girl.
Great genes.
Talk that talk, honey.
Oh my gosh! So I'm grateful.
Is your mom? She's a Brooklyn girl.
She lives in Atlanta.
Dawnn, it's been like literally such an honor to speak to you. Like you have no idea like how you've changed my life. Like you literally changed the trajectory of things that I've done with my life, and like. I've looked up for you. I looked up to you rather my entire life, and it's just so freaking cool to like meet someone. You're just like, wow, like she's just as cool as I wanted her to be. Expected is a big word, right? Because expected about like you hope they're nice, right? I wanted you to be this cool, and you have been. I so appreciate everything you've given me today. Like, oh wow, like no, like I'm not exaggerating. Like seriously. Like you see I'm sitting here like. Do you still come to Brooklyn?
Oh yeah, I was just there a few weeks ago. Right, I was just there a few weeks ago. I was doing. I did a few interviews. I went down to Philly and sang a concert in Philly in honor of George Takei, the original Zulu.
I don't think we talk about your singing enough, right?
So I went and I sang a concert down in Philly. I was in Jersey for a Star Trek convention for a couple of days and hung out with my family. I went to my favorite bakery, Allen's Bakery on Nostrand Avenue. Yes, ma'am.
Right out Nostrand.
Some currant rolls.
I like currant rolls.
And a piece of bread pudding. And
what's she doing, girl? Okay. What you talking about?
In Louis Armstrong movie. Not the movie, the Broadway show about Louis Armstrong. So I sent the entire cast a gift from Allen's Bakery, a huge basket full of pastries and samples. That was my opening night gift to them. My dear friend James Iglehart is the star as Louis Armstrong, and he's killing it. And the cast is amazing. So I was happy to go and see that show. So no, I was in New York for a couple of weeks.
Like, girl, I'm New York.
Right in Brooklyn, right in the old neighborhood.
Okay, what was the last time? Okay, now I'm teasing you at this point. When was the last time you rode the subway though?
When was the last time I rode the subway? The last time I rode the subway was when I was in New York doing Tina.
And you actually got on the subway like the rest of us?
My apartment was 116th in Lenox. So from Harlem.
Oh, you was in Harlem?
Yeah, my apartment was in Harlem when I was coming down to do the show. But when I came after the pandemic and Broadway reopened, I actually got an apartment closer to the theater in Times Square.
Oh, wow.
Because we had COVID tested 3 times a week. And I didn't.
You had to get tested. That I wondered about that, like how that was in the working world. You're right.
Right.
Wow.
Because the theater, we're all in such close proximity.
That's right.
Right. So when Broadway reopened, we had to be COVID tested 3 times a week. So
what would have happened if somebody tested like they had COVID? Like,
they had to call out, and anyone who shared a dressing room with them or was in close proximity, you had to be tested again. And you were out, so understudies had to go on. But gratefully, we did really well with that. We didn't get positive cases until near Christmas. Remember that first Christmas, everything was shut down.
Girl, we didn't know what the heck was going on.
No.
We didn't know what the heck was going on.
So, but we actually did really pretty well. We had a very conscientious group of performers. It was a really incredibly talented cast and crew on that show. The band was... The Tina band was slamming. They were. The whole show was really, really wonderful.
I want to, because I know you have to go. I know you have a lot of things to do today. You know what I'm saying? So I do thank you. I want to thank you so much for your time today.
But it's energy like yours and opportunities like these that keep us real, that keep us marketable, that keep us in the public eye. It all makes a difference. It all adds up. So I am really grateful that you invited me to come on and we got a chance to chat.
Does it get weird though, like when people know you from like different like walks of life?
Some people only know shows like Major Crimes, Veronica Mars,
right.
Young Rock, when Dwayne Johnson added me to his show.
That's right.
Final season, or from different movies. Some people only know me as a musician, as a singer, songwriter. But a lot of people. No matter where I go, so it's always Jaleesa. It's either Jaleesa or do you still have cramps?
And so do you get mad though, like when they refer to you as the character?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
That's not a problem. Yeah, right. It's still a blessing. Right.
It's a blessing, but I will correct you on what my name is.
Like hold on, I'm still Dr. Dawnn. Like,
girl, actually, my name is Dawnn.
That's wonderful. I truly appreciate you, and I thank you for everything that you've done, and it's been a true honor to speak to you. And is there anything that I should know that like you want to kind of like put out there that the world should know that we ain't that we sleeping on?
Well, if you're in Louisiana, if your show reaches Louisiana, I will be in Louisiana at Xavier University and part of the Super Bowl weekend and Super Bowl events. And I will be in San Francisco for All-Star Weekend with the NBA for those events. And if you're in LA or on your way to LA, February 28th, like I said, we're going to have our Concert for a Cause event at the Saban Theater on February 28th. Going to be an all-star lineup led by myself and the one and only Montel Jordan.
There we go. Yeah, we talked about him before. Yeah. Dawnn, this is the last thing, and I promise I'm going to leave you alone. But is it not like so freaking interesting to you that like you can still continue to work? Like Hollywood is it's a dark place sometimes to some people, or it can be an isolating place. And some people, they only get like one opportunity or one shot. And it's like, you've continued to be a working actor for decades. And I just want to know how that feels to live in that.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
It really is, because I'm doing what I love to do.
That's right.
More often than not with people that I love to do it with. Every now and then that is a challenge, because people are people and personalities, and politics is politics. It can be, to your point, very frustrating
Sure.
when you see the disparity in the opportunities and those kinds of things. But like I said, grace of God, he keeps opening doors for me. And it's my job to stay prepared that when the door opens, I can walk through. And so when people like you or other folks who enjoy my work show up and say thank you, and I see you, and I'm doing what I'm doing because of you, it's just an amazing feeling. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every opportunity.
You know, I think the thing that people kind of often forget too is like, you know, obviously you're living your life and you're living the vision and you're doing your thing, right? But like, no one really necessarily wants to be like, you know, the person, right? Or like necessarily like, okay, child, I'm representing all of y'all. You know, that's a weight, right? But I just appreciate you for carrying the weight and being the individual and just, you know, loving on us and giving us a career and a place to aspire to. I appreciate you for that. And I've just like, it's something that I never thought I'd get to tell you, but I'm glad I could.
Thank you so much.
Girl, you're so pretty.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well.
And it's Dr. Dawnn, y'all. Don't mess it up. It's a doctor, okay, in the front of it. So again, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and of course, I was speaking here with Dr. Dawnn Lewis. We were, you know, talking about Star Trek Lower Decks. I went a little bit like a tangent, you know, off course a little bit, but I had so much to say to her. So it's like, you know, me, I was just like word salad. But I appreciate you for your role in this industry, and I know it's not an easy path, and I just thank you for being you. I just had to be the person to say it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, girl. Thank you for all your time. And y'all, she wasn't supposed to talk no 30-something minutes. She wasn't supposed to do that. If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.